Paranoia of Water pH Level by David Tuck,
Arlen Zeladon,
and Michael Rankin.
Okay, before we get into pH levels of water and how it affects our body, let's talk about what is pH. So pH stands for power of hydrogen, or potential of hydrogen. It's a measure of hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. So pH tells us how many free hydrogen ions are in the solution. And pH runs on a logarithmic scale. So pH equals negative log of hydrogen ion concentration. And typically we use pH scale that ranges from 0 to 14. Now keep in mind that pH actually has values beyond the scale, so it can be negative and it can be above 14. Let's talk about pH and water. The drinking water we drink every day is regulated by Environmental Protection Agency, also known as EPA, and EPA does not regulate pH levels of drinking water. Instead, they have a non-enforceable guidelines for regulating contaminants in water called National Secondary Drinking Water Regulations, aka NSDWR. NSDWR only recommends that public water systems to try and maintain pH levels between 6.5 to 8.5. Now, pure water, which has no contaminants like minerals, has pH level of 7. Pure water is extremely sensitive to even the slightest amount of acid and base. For example, carbon dioxide in the air can react with pure water and change the pH level from 7 to 6. Take a look at the chart. Solution that has a pH of 7 is neutral, and pure water has pH level of 7. Now, pH of water below 7 is considered acidic. Acidic water is referred to as soft water. It has more free hydrogen ions than pure water. And acidic waters can contain iron, manganese, copper, lead, and zinc to make the water acidic. Now, pH of water above 7 is considered alkaline. Alkaline water is also referred to as hard water, and it has less free hydrogen ions than pure water. And alkaline waters can contain calcium, silica, potassium, magnesium, and bicarbonate. Now let's find out what effects do low levels and high levels of pH have on water. Levels of pH can have aesthetic effect. EPA defines this as undesirable tastes and odors. pH level of water can make the water smell and taste bad. And EPA warns that acidic water will have bitter metallic taste or sour taste, whereas alkaline water will have alkaline taste or soda taste.
What is a buffer? A buffer is a chemical system that maintains the pH of a solution when acids or bases are added by removing or binding hydrogen ions. Our body actually has a lot of these. Why does the human body have these buffers? It's to maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is a maintenance of stable internal conditions of the body under varying environments. So a really great example of this is the internal temperature of the body. When someone is healthy, their body temperature is usually stable at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. When you're sick, the body temperature usually goes up, and this produces a fever. There are several biological buffers that are constantly at work within your body to maintain an equilibrium. They all work to maintain the blood pH at a 7.4 and prevent drastic changes in the pH levels that can harm your body by harming your DNA, your proteins, and your enzymes. We have the bicarbonate buffer system and the phosphate buffer system. To understand how buffers work, we must first understand Le Chatelier's principle. Le Chatelier states that if a dynamic at equilibrium is disturbed by changing the condition, the position of equilibrium moves to counteract that change. In the bicarbonate buffer system, you have a reaction that occurs within your lungs. In your lungs, you decrease your acid by increasing the amount of respirations, and thus you decrease the amount of carbon dioxide within your body, which is acidic. A pH imbalance within your lungs can be caused by too much breathing, which is known as alkalosis, or too little, which is known as acidosis. Also, the bicarbonate part occurs within the nephrons in the kidneys that filter waste from the blood. As you urinate, you decrease the amount of acid in your body because you're releasing hydrogen ions, which are acidic. And you secrete bicarbonate, which increases the alkalinity within the blood. In the phosphate buffer system, you also remove hydrogen ions from the blood to be excreted as urine. The only difference is that this occurs within a reaction of the weak acid dihydrogen phosphate and phosphoric acid.
The human stomach. The pH of stomach acids range from about 1 to 5. This depends on our food intake and liquid intake. When we eat food, we release hydrochloric acid, or HCl, which aids in digestion, and it also kills bacteria. We also release proteases, which is an enzyme used for cleaving proteins. So when we eat a protein-rich meal, this induces a low pH environment in our stomach, which is required or essential for proteases to have optimal efficiency. When we drink water, this increases the pH of the stomach acid. When drinking alkaline water, it imposes a greater change than drinking acidic water. How stomach acid regulates pH. Parietal cells secrete about 2 liters of HCl per day. This creates an acidic environment. Pepsin is a digestive enzyme which functions best in acidic environments, a pH of about 1.8 to 3.5. Vesicles are a lipid bilayer that consists of many proteins. An important protein, the hydrogen potassium ATPase, aids in acid secretion after the vesicle fuses with the plasma membrane. The hydrogen potassium ATPases pumps hydrogen ions into the lumen while pumping potassium ions out, and it synthesizes ATP.
So we hope we've cleared up any misconceptions concerning the pH range of drinking water. Consuming extremely acidic or alkaline water can be hazardous. However, pH level of drinking water can vary without posing health hazards due to biological buffers and homeostasis of pH levels in your stomach. Thank you for watching our video.